Hello, hello, hello. First minute of the morning. One day closer, brothers and sisters. I feel good. Feel pretty, all things considering, feel pretty great. Pretty great. But this world keeps creeping in on our space, you know. Why does it say 8:31? Does that mean what, like the time? Is that what you're saying? Because it's only 7:02, which would make it, I would think, 9:02 your time. Was that right, Cindy? 8:31. Like, where are you looking? Well, then I'll confirm. Okay, I'll confirm that it's 9:02 where you are, and that it's 7:02 where I am. What's going on, Faith? I did send you a link. I'll let you know when to click it. Tom will be joining us too. Let's see, Cindy. Do you think YouTube thinks you're always a half hour late? Well, you never know, right? I don't think, this is what I'll say, I don't think YouTube is in any way wanting to help me out, you know? So I will always assume that, it's some kind of nefarious move if they contact me at all. And so I hope everybody has been find peace in the last for Tom to join, I guess. And oh, that's great. That's great. I mean, it's a question to peace and joy, and that makes me feel. Go ahead and click the. I thought there'd be more people. And usually Sunday is when it takes people the longest to trickle in, you know. But I could see drag it on a Monday too, right? It's doing the robot. Hold on, I'll fix it. Hello, hello. Is it better? Is it a little better? What's going on, Michigander? My brother from another mother. It's got to be another mother because my mother's out here in California. So there's that distance, you know. There's no curvature between me and you, though. There's no curvature. Man, I can't believe that it's still doing the robot. Hold on a second. Okay, is it okay? Is it better now? Here, I gotta sit on my case of oatmeal that I got. I bought a case of oatmeal. Well, more than one case, but okay. Let me go ahead and click the button. Oh, Tom's already here. So let me click and add Tom. Go ahead and click it, Faith, if you want the link. Good
Just
morning,
got
Tom.
in.
Good morning, Tom. How are you
Hey,
doing today?
good morning, man. How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm waiting for Faith to click in. and then we'll be good, man. I don't know, man. Just another weekend. I feel pretty good. Um, I sometimes I follow well, almost all the time I follow the scores of the football game because that's what all my family talks about, right? Is they talk about the local teams or whatever, right? And so
Hmm.
I fall asleep, right? Because I sleep in the days after the first show. Or I fall asleep and I wake up and man, I get all these texts, right? Oh, we're losing. It's horrible, man. It's the worst, right? Then then I wake up. Oh, it's tied. Oh, it's a brand new game. And then I fall asleep. I wake up. Oh man, we don't deserve to win. And then I fall asleep and I wake up and they're like, oh, it's the greatest game ever. And then we ended up going to overtime and winning, I guess. But every time I woke up, it was a whole new emotion. And I'm like, look how easily people are led back and forth with passion and emotion about the football game, right? But when you start talking about what's true in this world, you get no reaction.
The gladiator game. That's all it is.
Hey Faith, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. I'm good. How are you guys?
It's
It's
good, man.
36 below right now, so I'm trying to stay warm.
Right.
It is too. Wind chill, 36 below right now.
Is it cold out there in Iowa, or
Yeah, I'm in Iowa.
is it super cold?
Um, it's pretty cold. It's not as cold as it's been
Yeah.
before, but yeah, it's pretty cold.
Yeah. I mean, out here in California, it's not really seasonal, right? It's like, you'll have a fluctuation with 20 degrees, but you could still go out there in shorts. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time that I was in weather, it was in Ohio, that I didn't realize this, right? In my mind, uh, I never would have thought of this before, right? But there's weather that if you stay outside too long, you could die. And I never thought about that before. You know what I mean? Until like when I was in Ohio, it was so cold that I'm like, yeah, if I was outside for like 4 hours or something and I had nowhere to go inside, I could probably die out there.
Yeah.
See, and that just sounds normal to you, but it don't sound normal to me.
Well, you couldn't last 5 minutes outside in this stuff right now if you weren't dressed properly.
Yeah.
well, well, Michigan is saying it's -5 to -10 and dropping over there where he's
Yeah.
at.
Well, here, I think it was Friday or Saturday. It was -3, but this week it's going to be in the 40s. I'm like, what's happening?
Now, see, if we had a 93 million mile sun, right? There's no way it could fluctuate 40 degrees. The sun would have to move like a certain amount of distance. Like if all the rays are coming, parallel, and it's like -3, and then for there to be a 40 degree uh, d- um, 40 degree weather change, right?
Right.
They would have to the sun would have to change distance or intensity, or I mean, how could it have that many variations? It would be basically the same day
Yeah.
over.
Doesn't make sense.
No, I mean the sun.
Crazy.
I think does play some factor in temperature, but it's not the sole factor.
No.
Well, it's close, right? So it has more effect. Right? If
You're
it was way far away,
you're breaking
there's
up,
no
Steve.
way.
Can you understand them, Faith?
No, he sounds like a robot.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, here, let me do this one more thing. Just to
Hey, Shannon.
Okay, that should be a little bit better. See, with all this 5G, man, it should be like, I mean, these boxes outside are humming. And if I'm gonna get all that, if I'm gonna die from it, right? I want to at least have the service. And
So
so
you
that's
have
pretty.
5G, Steven?
Well, I have a phone that gets 5G, and so it hasn't rolled out quite yet. I guess I don't know unless it did. I mean, but they said it was gonna roll out, and it
I
didn't.
don't I
So
don't think I don't think it has. I think they said they're gonna so-called hold it off till
right.
January 19th, which is 9/11.
I know,
Backwards.
Are
crazy.
you
Huh?
kidding me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just backwards, but yeah, it's 9/11.
yeah. And so I got like the pseudo 5G is what they call it, pseudo 5G, where it's not 4G, but it's not full 5G either. But I still got the boxes out there humming, even though I don't get the
Okay.
thing, you know? Yeah, it's terrifying, man. When you see these things, man, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't
And
have
so,
anything like that around my house, but
oh, you're so
I, I,
lucky.
I see it all around the neighborhood though. So it's like,
You got
You
any of
get,
them purple lights by you, or the black lights, Faith?
I have not noticed any of those weird purple lights
Yeah, I got
yet.
one by me, just one.
Just
that's
one.
weird, man.
Yeah,
In
it's so
fact,
weird.
I don't know how I can get a picture. I took a picture of it the other morning.
Well,
Did you guys
this is,
see that video of it was this guy and he was standing he was on a ladder and he was by one of those purple lights and he opened it up and on the cover it said in big old letters 5G. It's like, wait, what?
wow, wow. Well, I mean, I see now there was rumor and like news around this, the lights being purple or kind of like a black light or something.
They're black
That
lights, yeah.
right, they like when if you get the poke, right, the toxination, right, then it would glow, right? That luciferase or whatever that ingredient is will glow under that black light, and they'll be
Yep.
able to identify if you've had it or not.
Right. I think there's videos showing that where someone actually did that.
Yeah,
That's
there are.
crazy. That is spooky, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you know they're doing it on purpose, then, you know?
you get a black light, and if you've gotten the toxone, then
Yeah.
light that black light up next to wherever you got it, or even in your hand or whatever, in your veins, just light up. It's weird.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And then
Oh,
they get on the news and they say, "Oh yeah, well they had some bad lights or something. They got the wrong ones or something like that." And
All
how
around
could
the
you
whole
put
world, everybody got the wrong
okay,
bulb. Yeah.
okay. But first of all, they were saying, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. But how come more are coming? If it was a mistake, why aren't you stopping it and fixing it? Why are more showing up all around the freaking world?
I
right?
had seen one stupid video where oh, what the heck was I gonna? I just lost my train of thought on that. They got it.
So, oh, one video about the lights, Tom. The
Yeah,
black
no,
light.
yeah, but I can't remember.
If you don't glow, they'll know.
Yeah, yeah. If you
Right.
don't glow, that's it though, man. That's how they get us, man. Well, but see, if there's a light up there by mistake, right? You would think that they would just change it back or fix it, right?
Mhm.
But they said, oh well, it is enough light, and so it lights up the street, regulation or whatever. And it's like, come on, man. Obviously, we see you building infrastructure, right, around this, plan, whatever, demic, right?
Mhm.
And we see you building all this infrastructure. It's not going to go away. We're going to have to go through them to go everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And, these lights are going to make it easier for them to tell, if there's a line, about 100 of us in line, right? They can tell, about 50 deep if we're all poked or not, you know? And, this is just, it's happening all around us, and people they're, you can't even tell nobody, right? It's like zombies, man, for real, right?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's spooky to me, right? I think so.
I don't think it's just so that they can know who's got the hokey pokey and put their foot in and foot out, but I think it's also for control. Um, they know once they can tell that you've gotten it or not, you're put on a data list,
Yeah.
and they know if they can control you or not, or what you're into or what you're not into, or what they can. I don't know. It's a whole big old thing. It's a grid system.
Yeah, no, because they're doing an awful lot of stuff even on the power lines and stuff. They've been doing a lot of weird stuff on the power lines.
Yeah.
Don't even know what they're doing. They're like, we don't know because people are thinking it might be the 5G and all this, and they're like, we don't know,
Right.
what's actually happening. They're just there to install certain stuff, and they're doing it, and you know,
And drones too, right? Like facial recognition and all this stuff. And it's like, what do they really need that stuff for? See, they got us at first, right, with the whole like traffic light cameras and stuff like this. Oh yeah, you'll get a ticket if you know go through the red light, right? And that's one function of it, right? But it's just an excuse to get a camera somewhere, you know. And now
Right.
with cameras being, you know, you don't even need to attach it to nothing no more. It's a drone now. They can hover these drones and balloons everywhere with cameras everywhere with facial recognition, right? That it can get your it's called a bio fingerprint, right? Where it can get your heartbeat, your face recognition, like I mean, all the way down to like it's more it's they say it's it identifies you more than a fingerprint would. Like no
Right.
two
And this
people
is
have the same. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
this is insane how advanced the technology is. I saw this on KJ's What Happened Last Night. They have this car. I don't remember the brand of it, but it can literally, like a mood ring, change color. It's insane.
With your
Yeah.
mood.
It's just like a mood ring. It changes color. So I don't know how they do it either, but it went from a solid gray, silver, to white within like 3 seconds. A
Wow.
vehicle. Yeah, a vehicle. I was like, what? I mean, it was really cool to see, but it was also like, what?
Well,
This
think
is
about
how
it, man.
advanced. This
They
is how
got them
advanced
cars driving
technology is.
themselves right now.
With that song?
I said they got cars driving themselves right now.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those.
Yeah,
They'll
no
drive
way.
me off a cliff.
Man,
See, I'm the type that would try that kind of thing, you know.
No way. I
I'm
know
like,
I'm on a list. They'll be like, oh, Pace Sparrow's in the car. Take her to the cliff.
mm-hmm.
yeah, you have to have a lot of faith in technology to do that, boy.
Yeah,
You just can't
No
see
way.
it.
it's a risk for sure, you know. Like like if I were to get in that kind of situation, I wouldn't think, okay, I'm gonna make it, you know. This is gonna be my way of travel or anything. I would know like in the outset, right? Okay, there's a good chance I could die here, you know. And if
Yeah.
I make it, it'll be like, you know, some kind of rush or something. I mean, this is what's crazy, man. People can't even drive a car no more, man. They can't go outside. They don't want to rake no leaves. I haven't seen a young person raking leaves in a long time. And that's what I used to do for money when I was a kid, you know? Like rake
Yeah.
leaves and mow a yard or whatever. And
Right.
you don't see nobody doing no work out there, you know?
I make mine.
I know. Well, this is what's crazy about the world, you know? If you told me right when I was a kid that I would have to stay inside all day long, that would be a punishment. That would have killed me, man.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, I have to be outside. What are you talking about? Let me go out there. And now,
Yeah.
like
Anytime I
Yeah.
got grounded, I hated it. Well, we just wanted to go out. We wanted to play. We wanted to be with the neighbor kids. We didn't want to be inside. Ever
Yeah.
wanted to be inside. We were always outside. Rain, snow, it didn't matter.
I can't get my youngest kid to go outside. I can't.
It's my
crazy,
middle
man.
one, but I can't. He's 12. I can't get him to. It's like, get outside. Go outside. Go play with Gabe right
Right.
now. He won't do it.
Those video games, man. They just get
Evil.
they get hooked on them video games, man. If I was close to where my kids are right now, I wouldn't let him. I mean, I don't care if he's 18 or not. You know what I mean? You're not gonna play these games, man. You know, but it's
Yeah,
so rough,
I
man.
literally have to shut off the internet just to get them off of it. And it's like, I know that's what they want. It's the plan. It's to keep them in the death verse. But I have to unplug it. It's like, sorry, internet's not working today.
And I don't
Right.
blame you. We got to do everything we can to protect these kids from this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not easy to do.
Well, I was talking to What's Truth the other day, right? He was doing a stream, right? And he was talking about homeschooling his kids, right? He's got, I don't know, like 8 kids, something crazy like that,
Whoa.
right? I know. And so he's got like 8 kids, and his wife is homeschooling them, and he's helping out or whatever. And I told him, I said, look, I don't think that we're gonna get that far. I think the Lord's gonna come back, you know. But the only way, you know, if we kept going, right, the only way to win the world back, right, is to teach the kids at home and have a generation of just better people, because we lost the world. It's over, and that's the only way to get it back. And that's how they got it from us, right? Is by infecting the young people with this indoctrination and the video games and the TV. I mean,
Mhm.
it used to be dad was the loudest voice in the house, right? And now it's that television, and they really changed the way the structure of the household is,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
systematically, But if we homeschool, right? And I know that not everyone can do that, right? I get that, right? And
Yeah.
but here's the thing, right? If I can do it over again, I would just have my kids at home and say, look, here's the Bible, right? You could read this, right? If you need help with numbers, call me. You know what I mean? I'll help you with that. And we'll see what happens with your life at this point, right? Because I'm willing to roll those dice,
But the thing
because
is with that, those too, Steve, is they've designed the textbooks and stuff and changed how everything was done compared to when we were in school that we don't even know how to do it.
right,
The way
exactly.
they changed the math and everything else. I mean, they've just made a mockery and changed everything. And I mean, look how many parents are confused trying to help their kids with the schoolwork and stuff like that because they don't understand it because it's a whole new system they brought in,
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. And
for
I
that
believe that.
purpose.
Yeah, I believe that was definitely purposeful because it's confusing to parents, and so we're like, I don't understand this curriculum, so I'm just going to throw you in a public school. And it's
Right.
like,
Right.
we really can't think like that. We have to find, because there are Christian curriculum that you can find
Yes.
that doesn't do the Common Core crap and stuff like that, but you got to really dig for it, and it's expensive too.
Right. I seen this one video here. It's probably a year or so ago where the new way of solving a math problem or whatever, it was like 20 steps when you could have just done it in your head in 2 steps.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
yeah. Then
Yeah,
they want you to show your
they have
work
that
and all
math
this.
for my son. They have that math for my son. It's like 8 steps, and I'm like, buddy, look, it's this, and then that. That's it. 3
Yeah,
steps. That's it.
it's
Right.
silly.
3
He's like,
minus 2
he's like,
equals,
huh, what? I'm like, dude, you do not get it? It's 3 steps, not 8.
right? But that's how they've made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think they try to create like generation gaps, right? They'll they'll change the slang, they'll change a couple things about like schoolwork or whatever to get you to not be able to relate to your next generation, right? Because the best way for our kids to get information is from grandpa and dad, and it goes down the line, right? If they can somehow break the generations by making it confusing for us to communicate, and then they put out like their little Snow White or Pinocchio or whatever movie they rehash every 20 years, then we can only relate on their thing that they put out. Oh yeah, I remember Pinocchio when I was a kid. Then your kid's like, oh yeah, really? Oh, okay, I got Pinocchio too. And now you're talking about their crap. And it's just so insidious, how they do it when like all throughout history, especially the best way to get information is from your family, from the older people in your family. I
Right.
used to
They want to
love
take
going to
that
my
all away,
grandparents.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they've erased almost all the true history of the world. That's why they have all these wars because it erases all the history. Then they rewrite the books, to have it tell a story the way they want it told.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like if you because I try to explain it like this, right? The history is like the mainstream news of the past. You know what I mean? It's like if you can't trust current history, right? Something that happened today, if you can't trust that information, then how am I supposed to trust something that happened 500 years ago or 400 years ago that you're telling me the right story? I mean, it's insane, right?
Absolutely.
Because here's the thing, right? Like you get all these people, right? They want to debate the Bible, blah blah blah, right? Just like you get people that want to debate evolution, right? Like, oh, look at the change between this bird and this wing or whatever, right? But in reality, right? Here's the thing, right? Jesus came here and walked on water and healed people in ascended to heaven on his own authority in front of people, right? And so if there is any honesty in the world, that's as much confirmation as you could possibly have, right? And so it would be true from the beginning. There'd be no debate, right? Just like in evolution, people want to debate little bird wings and whale bones or whatever, but there's no reasonable explanation as to how it started, right? Like, let's start there, and it's not true from the very beginning, right? And so they have us in the middle of these stories, right? Debating things that are not debatable, you know?
But I mean, here's the thing: is the bird still a bird, or did it
Right,
turn
exactly.
into a puppy dog? You know, it's still a bird.
I know it.
The beak grew 1/10 of a centimeter. Okay, is it still a bird?
Yeah, exactly. The
I
beat
mean,
grew a little bit. Yeah.
that's all I have to say is something so stupid as that, and then people buy that story instead of just looking at the common sense part of it. It's still a frickin' bird.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're looking for a reason not to believe in a beak growing like 1 micrometer is like enough for you to not believe in God, well then you know what, man? Then that's on you. People will be without excuse, right? When it all sinks in and it's all over and said and done, you know. And the only time I ever heard is for other people. I just want them to get saved. That's it. That's it. Woo woo.
No, that's, I mean, especially now, I mean, I just can't wait for that rapture to come. I mean, I just can't stand being anywhere in this world anymore. Absolutely hate it. You know, it's just everything just so evil. I mean, and you can see how much
Yeah.
more evil it's getting now out in Washington State. They're
Yeah.
trying to pass a bill, which it will pass, where they can come and detain anyone at will who's
At
not
will, yeah.
vaccinated. Have you
At
guys
will,
seen that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a video on my channel about it. It's just really quick, but yeah, at will. They choose.
Yeah, Daniel
They
Pratt
don't
has a
even
good
they
one
don't even
on
need an excuse. It can
No.
just be, "Oh, I decided."
Mhm.
Like, what?
It's a
Yo.
healthcare officer's sole discretion
Yeah.
to do it.
It's unbelievable, man. We're at
Well,
we're
my friend Dave, because he's in Washington, I said, "Yo, you better come get your state, brother." He started laughing.
That's funny. I mean, we're at this point, man, where it's like everything's opinion, everything's a show. Everybody like if people are over exaggerate what they have, or if they were sick, it was way worse than it really was, right? Anything to brag or to be part of the story, or there's no truth anymore, even amongst regular people. I mean, it's becoming fashionable to tell these stories. You know what I mean? And it's unbelievable, man. Like how do they get us to do it to each other? That's the problem, is not only was my mom taught about Santa Claus, but she taught me about Santa Claus. How do they get us to do that to each other,
Mass psychosis. I think that's what's going around YouTube world. Everyone's
Yeah.
talking about mass psychosis.
Well,
like
yeah.
One person does something, the other person follows, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, they did it very easily.
Very easy. It's
Radio
like,
and
wait,
TV.
you don't even want to have a different opinion. You just all want to be hive mind, right?
Exactly.
Like, I don't think like that. I think like, if you're doing something, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm doing something else. But people don't think like that. People think, okay, this one person is standing up, so I gotta stand up too. At the bell, sound of the bell, I gotta stand up. Sound of the bell, I gotta sit down. Like, get out of your head.
I guess you're right, because when I saw that right on that the Taboo Conspiracy non-ball believer video where they were doing the standing up, with the bell and all that,
Yeah.
I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? I'm the cat that would not do it, and be looked at all crazy, like I'm like the problem there or something,
I'd be sitting there with my arms crossed, like, what are you idiots doing?
Yeah, I'm not doing that, like even if we're supposed to, and I don't know why I have that in me. Like, why do I have that in me to where it's not like
Some
maybe
of
you
us
can call
do,
it
but most of the world doesn't. Most of the world is that, like Queen says, the monkey room effect.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Christians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got. I mean, yeah, that's the sad part of it, right? And I was talking to Joel last night, right? Trying to, talk some sense into him, right? And we were talking about the Bible, and I was like, yeah, man, like, I mean, if you look at it, even most Christians, right? Nobody, nobody reads the Bible, man. Not even Christians. Like it's such an unread book, right? For it to be everywhere in the world, right? In court, and in your hotel room. If it didn't need to be in there, they wouldn't have it in there. Trust me. They don't benefit from having it in the courtroom, but they
Yeah.
have to have it in there for some reason,
Right.
and they're not telling us something.
I
And
wouldn't be surprised if it's a Masonic Bible.
no, but like here's the point,
I
right?
think
Is
they
that
actually use King James in the courtrooms.
Do they?
right? And because they have to get you to consent to their authority.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because God's the only one that is our authority. But they have everything flipped upside down where they are the top of everything.
It's like when you are in court and you take the stand, you gotta swear, right? Swear an oath. The
Mhm.
Bible tells you not the exact
Not
opposite. Don't swear on anything in heaven or on earth. That your yea be yea and your nay be nay.
yeah.
But I mean that they have to do the opposite, completely opposite of what the Bible tells us, even though they have you swear on that Bible. I mean, think about that.
Crazy. I mean, that's what they do when people join like these Masonic lodges, right? I know that they take certain oaths or whatever right at the very beginning. And it's like, wow, like they really take you off. I don't know what
That's
that
what
does to you.
when that Q crap came around and they were like, "Where we go one, we go all." I was like, "Wait a minute."
That's from Enoch.
The Bible says the Bible says not to take an oath, so I think that's
Mhm.
wrong right there. And then yeah, I was right, wrong.
So
But that was the thing that was like it clicked in my head. Like, okay, the Q stuff. Okay, they're showing a lot of things that are revealing a lot of things. But then as soon as I saw that stupid oath crap, I was like, yeah, that's of this world.
well, the angels on Mount Hermon, right? I'm paraphrasing here, right? That was like one of the statements they made, the fallen
Yep.
angels, right?
Mhm.
And so basically what that statement means, right? If it's in context is so where we go one, we go all, meaning like if we go to hell, we'll all go together kind of thing.
Mhm.
And that's a spooky motto to have. And people don't know what they're saying and they're saying it.
Right, because
And
Lucifer is the one that led them all to fall. He was like, "Well, um,
craziness.
I'll take all the blame," and they were like, "Well, let's swear an oath that we'll all take the blame."
Yeah, we'll all go together.
Yeah. Hey, uncool.
Yay! I like when Uncool comes in here. We got to do a show together. I know I keep saying that, but like you pick a day, any day you want, afternoon or morning, because man, it's like so we're getting so many like so this kind of thing goes in spurts, like sometimes we go through hard times in the channel where it's just like a few of us, and you can't get anybody to stay. Everybody fights, right? And then it goes in spurts where everyone is loving on each other, and it don't even matter what I say. Oh yeah, great show, man, great show, and it's like I like seeing that, right? But like the whole like idea for me is right to keep Jesus number one, right? So focus on him, right? Speak highly of him, to keep our heads in reality and accept the truth, and to also encourage each other, and
Yeah.
I
See,
hope.
for me, when I'm in the chat and I'm chatting with everyone and we're all like, love you too." I'm still hearing what you're saying. So
Yeah, but people
I
are
don't want you
charged
to
up and
think
I
I don't
love
want
it.
you to think that your words are falling on deaf ears because we're
Oh
hearing. We
yeah, I'm
just
not
want to
worried
give each
about
other
that.
love too.
Thank you for saying that. I'm not worried about that. That's my favorite thing to see is people at the end of the show going, yeah, I love you guys, see you later, God bless you all, like I love seeing that,
Yeah.
because I know those feelings of leaving shows like that, where I just felt really like, oh man, I feel kind of good, man. You know,
Yeah,
um,
every time after your show, I don't know, I get like this extra energy. I'm like, man, I feel great.
no, that's good. I always think like, well, twice a day, right? Doesn't it get old or something like that, or Doesn't it get like boring that it's the same show over and over again? Like sometimes I worry about that. But I tried to do just one show, but then like there's like people on the other side of the country or the world couldn't make the live shows, and I felt bad, you know.
Yeah, it gives different groups of people different chances in the daytime or the nighttime, whichever it is for them.
I
Plus,
wonder if
you know,
like
it's usually a safe place to be too. You know, you got like
yeah,
minds usually coming together and just talking, and people need that.
yeah, I agree, Tom. I agree.
Yeah, Cold Springs Queen. Kennedy's his grave site is in the shape of a Q.
See, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I mean, it's so crazy just like how many things are detailed and you know what I mean? It's like everything fits and it's all like it's like they've been planning this thing for thousands of years, you know? And everything is in place and goes together and it like you don't know it
Yeah.
at the time, but it'll in the future it'll match up to something, you know? Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
like the guy who created the rocket or the whatever. Literally
Braun?
on his sorry?
Werner von Braun.
Yes, von Braun. His tombstone literally says the scripture,
Psalms,
the heavens declare something about the firmament.
yeah, declare
Yeah,
the glory of the Lord. Yeah, I think it's Psalms 19:1.
yeah, there you go. Psalms
The
19:1. Yeah, and
firmament,
it's like,
the,
wait, what? He
the
created the so-called rocket that went to so-called space, but yet on his tombstone, it's literally saying we live under a firmament
I know it.
Because he knew.
because he knew exactly.
The firmament declareth his handiwork.
There you go.
Yeah. And it does, right? Like if you were able to go to like you know, where you could touch the dome, right, where it comes down around the side, like if that's what the earth was, that's what I think the earth is, right? That's what I think the Bible describes is a dome on a circular earth. But like if you were able to touch the wall of that, right, you would know like I'm in here, that like God made this. There'd be no doubt, right? Once you like are there and you're looking at the dome, right? And sometimes I wonder if some of these terms, right, like people going to touch the wall or going to look at the wall or the dome of the rock, doesn't that sound like a dome on the earth, right? You wonder like if are these terms, right, not what they're telling us they are on the news, but really terms of like people did go on like journeys to touch the wall of the earth, like the dome, right? Like you wonder, is it even snowing in Antarctica, or is that just they're showing us some kind of snowy part? Maybe it's who knows, right?
In all their symbolism, like the UN literally has the flat Earth map.
I know it.
It's in all their symbolism. There's Disney with the dome, like kind of like I don't know if it's a star, like that might be Lucifer falling from heaven, but it shapes into a dome.
And they did find they did find at least a dome wall somewhere, and I'm not sure where they're at, but they give the exact concordances in that encyclopedia, 1958 Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's right.
The 35 south, whatever long, they give you that coordinates. So that was back Admiral Byrd days.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can Google that or even YouTube, but there's a couple really good videos on it showing where that's written in that encyclopedia.
They have videos all the time showing them launching off rockets, and they always curve down and drop into the ocean. Always.
Right.
Yep. Well, what gets me right is all these names, right? That because now my head just unjumbles names and stuff just automatically, and sometimes it's a curse, right? It's not pleasant sometimes, but like when Eratosthenes, we're talking about Eratosthenes and his experiment, when like his name is Earth Set Stone, right? It's just jumbled up, right? And then when like things like that come up all the time, like Venmo is Venom, D-Live is Devil or whatever, right? And then like this the two variants or whatever, if you add them together, it's media control, and it just the one with the O is moronic, right? And it's like why it's like they're mocking us with all this crap, that you
Well,
could just
someone said to me like a few months ago, "Oh, I'm not on Discord because I know the meaning of the name." I'm like, "Well, that's fine for you, but that's your choice. But don't like judge me for being on there because for me,
Yeah,
I know that if I know what they're
yeah.
doing, it
What are
doesn't
you gonna
affect
do?
me. It doesn't affect me. Their sorceries don't work on me because I know what it
Yeah,
means, and I don't let it affect me.
Right,
If
and
you
you
don't
can't escape this stuff in the world no matter where you go, it's there.
everywhere. Yeah, it's
yeah,
on clothing, it's on, anything you use, there's a star. Come on.
yeah.
There's a
There is.
star somewhere.
Well, it's like, I don't know if there'd be another way I could reach this many people with, some kind of gospel message, right? Like, I don't know if there's another way I could even do that, you know? It's sad, right? Because it's like, I don't like, look, trust me, if God doesn't want me to do it, I don't want to do it, right? And I want to get the hell out of here, to be honest, And, but I mean, what can we do? Like, I mean, we're going to get to a point where you just can't even just exist without sin being everywhere, every day. And like now I wonder, like when I drink water, am I like consenting to what's in that water? Is that sinful? Like what? Like I don't even know if I'm being poisoned or whatever. Now I don't think about it like obsessively, like in like a paranoid way, but I'm aware that like these people are trying to kill us, man. Like
Yeah,
you'd be in denial to think that that's not the case because they don't have to put anything in the water.
right.
And
Like
that's a good
I'll be driving somewhere and I just notice all of the time all the chemtrails up there, and I think to myself
oh,
like,
yeah.
should I be noticing this every day or should I just ignore it? Like, is that my consent? Like, I get it, Stephen.
No, and you bring up a good point about the water. I mean, it's also in food. Every time I go to the grocery store, no matter what I get, I'm always wondering. I wonder what kind of poison is in here. If I
Hmm.
drink water out of a bottle and it tastes a little different, I'm wondering what's in it. What am I drinking? I mean, you have to drink.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to
gotta
eat. I mean, I try to get the best quality food I can and
gotta
try to
pray
buy as
over
much from the
everything.
store as I can.
Yeah.
But fast food, I've done away with that for the most part because
Yeah.
that's really wicked.
But see,
Yeah.
that's what they're counting on because they know the average person will not read the ingredients inside the foods that they eat.
Well, think
They just
about this,
don't.
Subway, none of like, their tuna isn't even real tuna.
I used to love Subway too, and
Me
it's like
too. I mean,
I,
because when
I
I
can't even.
I put away McDonald's and that stuff, because I just know how bad it is for you. So I figured I'll
Oh
eat
yeah.
healthy and do Subway. Then a video pops up talking about they were even taken to court and sued over, what the tuna was. They didn't in court, they didn't even admit to what it was.
Oh, that's
I
absurd,
mean,
man.
and then none of this stuff is the food isn't real anymore. I seen
No.
something the other night where they're shaving plastic and making food out of shaved plastics.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard of meat glue? It's
No,
so gross.
do I
Yeah,
want to?
yeah. No, this is reality, right?
I
No,
know
like
it is.
Well,
they'll take parts of the butcher's the butcher will cut off the good chunks of steak, for the elite, so-called elite. And then the extra scraps, they'll take meat glue and glue it all together so it looks like a good steak. It's like, what?
Right, right.
Oh,
They make it
no.
look like it's real, right?
Yeah, they
well,
make it look
see, now
real.
this is what's crazy, right? I thought organic meant that it's grown with no pesticides and, good dirt or something like that. But
Yeah.
organic just means it's not messed with on a genetic level. Like they mess with the fruits and vegetables genetically to make them grow faster or get bigger or whatever. Like they're messing with like God's design, and it's gonna be disastrous what they're doing, right? And organic means that it's like, an apple like comes from an apple seed that hasn't been messed with. And I didn't know that that's what it meant. I thought it just meant, okay, it's grown in like a different dirt with no chemicals or something.
Hmm.
But it's like you can't even get food that is naturally, from God all the way, right? Unless you buy it that way.
They can even put
Oh,
non-GMO on packages of food that then that's just not true. That label is not true.
Right, you can't trust that, right? I mean, you look at what they're passing off as real. I mean, can you imagine people who eat chicken nuggets from McDonald's to make nuggets?
Oh,
I mean, who?
That's crazy.
I mean, my goodness. I mean,
And
there's
I
none
ate
of
a
that
ton of
that's
those.
food. I mean,
and
and
my
you
kids
wonder why.
love McDonald's chicken nuggets, and I'm like, no, well, I'll make something. We're not
Right,
doing
make
that.
your own nuggets. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just a shame, right?
I mean,
It's a shame that it's come to this.
interesting. And that just goes to show that the scripture is completely 100% right. Your enemy walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom it can devour, and it's in everything: food, water, the
air.
sky, the air you breathe, even things you
Everything.
put on your skin,
Everything.
everything.
Everything except our Bible.
I
Yeah.
mean, this may offend a few people, but I really don't care because I mean, it won't be offensive like in a mean way, but in this, like when I wash my clothes, I don't use any laundry detergent. When I dry them, I don't put like bounce sheets in or nothing in them. Dishes, like running a dishwasher, I'll just splash white vinegar in the dishwasher and run it that way, and not use any soaps. I try to use how can I more healthy that I think is healthy stuff when I
Yeah.
shower as far as shampoo and conditioner and body soap, but it's hard
Yeah.
to find out, like my toothpaste is non-fluoride,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I mean I don't use deodorant,
Yeah.
because that stuff got for men, it's got metals and stuff in it that gets absorbed into you.
Isn't that
So
crazy?
I mean I try to, but you
Yeah.
can't escape it because you're taking a shower with water that's toxic.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
it's true.
You really can't escape it. And this is what I question. Like, wait, what? Why do they use metals in everything? Metals in the stuff they're spraying down on us. Metals in deodorants. There's metal
Well,
in water. There's metal in baby
because
food. Why do they
well,
use metals?
it dumbs
And
you
that
down.
I
and they got
think of
and they
alchemy when I
well,
actually think of it. I think of alchemy
It
because
dumbs
there's
you
well,
down.
you know how information waves, right? Every information has to travel through the air, right? The airwaves, right?
Mhm.
Well, these airwaves are microwave airwaves, right? And so if you've ever seen like a fork in the microwave, right? It'll pop and crack and catch on fire, right?
yeah.
Or if you put foil or something in there, you'll know right away, right? But these microwaves, it's probably not a very high setting, but like you have metal in your body, right? And you're getting hit with these millimeter microwaves, right? And so, it's slowly killing you, probably. That's, there's no
Well,
way
it's
around.
not,
I know I'm giggling because it's hard to talk about, right?
but those
Like
metals go
everywhere
to
they
your
got
brain.
us.
See, they lodge in your brain too, and it makes you docile. It dumbs you down.
Mhm.
You're more
Yeah,
susceptible to the radiation stuff that they're putting out. I
yeah,
mean, think about this. 100 years ago, did you think Hillary Clinton could have ran for president?
yeah,
And any of these evil bastards, none of them could have. 100 years ago, they couldn't have got away with it without getting taken out, or you wouldn't even have
yeah,
a shot at it. Now, I mean, if you're not actually a gay tranny,
yeah.
I mean, then you have to be that to actually get elected.
It's
Yeah.
a slow
I mean,
assimilation. Yeah,
it's just like with the churches. What took down the church was everyone becoming a 501(c)(3). Now the
Mhm.
government owns you. That's
well,
a big
Tom,
credit to the church.
Tom, I try to explain it to people like this, right? Is that like how like in television shows, right? You had like Leave It to Beaver, everybody was all normal, and you
Right.
got to be normal, Wally. Don't be not normal, Wally, right? And then you got like then like later, you get like some goofball like Skippy Handelman on on Family Ties or Screech from Saved by the Bell, some weirdo in the show, right? You now you accept some weirdo, right? Then you got like a gay guy on the show, right? Now that's you accept that for a while, and the next thing you know, you got transgender people in your family, and it's like they slowly assimilate you to having these. So they show it to you on TV, then you accept it in your real life. But before they showed it on TV, you didn't know any of these people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Who was that said the American people will believe nothing until they see it on TV?
No, that's Nixon. Yeah.
Nixon.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's
It's
scripted.
true, though. It's
It
true.
is. It is.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
you can show them anything. It just like with the whole juicy jab formulas and stuff. You can tell people all day long what's in these things and what it's doing, or actually show them the these companies' own paperwork, and they still won't believe it because CNN said it's okay to do it,
Right.
or their god Bauchi.
It's
'Cause I don't like to say
insane.
his name on here, so that's why I said it that way.
It's frightening. It's frightening, right? Isn't it frightening?
It is.
It's absolutely frightening. I mean, I guess the only way to do this, I mean, pray over everything. You can't avoid it, you know. And
No,
you know, anyway.
the day's coming, man. I mean, look how fast time's going now. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys notice how quick the days?
Yeah.
Very.
It's insane. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy insane to me.
Yeah, and so I'm glad to hear that from Faith because sometimes I wonder if it's just because I'm older and here this is a young person saying and seeing the same thing, you know. So it's not just me because my days are numbered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
I get it.
it's crazy fast.
One thing to
It's
say to Cole
unreal.
Springs in here, she commented about the baking soda and vinegar.
Oh
and
yeah, I saw that.
we do the same thing. I do the same thing. Like when I'm doing dishes or dishwasher or laundry. Most of the time, I actually add nothing in my laundry though, just because I don't care for the smell of the vinegar. But that it's good. You know, it's way healthier. You know, so people, if you're not doing that, it's something to kind of look into. You know, because I mean, I've been doing it for years now, and don't get sick. Clothes are clean. I don't stink. I mean, sometimes without the deodorant, I may kick a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
You know, I'm just showing off my pheromones. but look into that. I mean, because you're just putting the more stuff you use like that. I mean, they're toxic chemicals. I mean, you're putting it on your skin, your children's skin, and stuff like that. So
Pray, everybody. Pray.
the more you can stay away from that stuff, just the healthier you be and less pills you have to be on.
Yeah, I agree. Be more aware of the better things that you can do. We're never going to be fully 100%.
Right. No, because you can't get away from the poison.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
For having me on.
Oh yeah, thank
Tom, it
you,
was
Faith,
nice
for coming on.
talking to
You
Same
need
here,
to come on more. I mean, really, you got to be on more. And thank you again, Tom, for being here. I always appreciate it, both of you. Really, thank you. And it's time to hit the old dusty trail. Praise
the trail.
Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it, right?
Amen.
You know, that's our salvation is that you know, Jesus sacrificed himself to die for our sins, and then God raised him on the third day, right? And you know, this is we believe on that, we will be saved, right? And so I wanted to say that for all the trolls watching, any lost people that, you know, want to change their life and start over, right?
Yeah.
And so come on over, right? And so I'll say this: pray for the children. And I'll see you guys tonight at 5 p.m. God bless.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
Love y'all.